Welcome back to the channel. It's been a while. I've been busy with life, I guess. A few things have happened. If you're new to the channel, by the way, like and subscribe. That would be good. But anyway, yeah. The Boxster, the Porsche Boxster, has been moved on, gone, sold, and I want to show you the next project today, which is, as the title suggests, my Jaguar XK X150 4.2. What can I say? I bought this in February. Where are we now? No, it wasn't February. It was October 2022 that I bought this car, and it's now March 2023. So I've had it a while. It hasn't done a lot over the winter. I did a few jobs when I first got it. So without further ado, let's have a look at the car. So here we are, the Jaguar XK. Now, I'll tell you a bit of the story. My dad, he loved his Jags. Bless him. I lost my dad. My dad sadly passed away in May 2020. I miss him a lot, and I wish he could have seen this. Because he had various Jags. He started off with an XJ6 4.2, a 1979 model, and then I think he had a 1985 XJ 4.2, and then I think he went on to an XJ40 after that. He had a couple of those. So yeah, I've always liked Jags, and I wanted to tick the V8 box before, who knows, well, in Britain anyway, you won't be able to buy a petrol car after 2030, a new one. So before maybe the world goes mad and everything's gone electric, I have thought, right, let's get the V8, and I did look at Mustangs and things like that, but then I got fixed on the idea of having something British, something that sort of reminds me of my dad a little bit, and looking at prices, well, this one really just ticked all the boxes. Wasn't a huge amount of money. And I wanted something in black. I wanted black leather. I wanted these wheels as well. And this one came along. And like I say, here it is. It's the non-supercharged version. So it's the 4.2 naturally aspirated X150. And, well, let's just say I'm really, really happy with this car. I think this could be a keeper. I know I've said that before to myself, and I've ended up keeping. How long did I have the Porsche? I think I had the Porsche Boxster less than 4 years in total. But this, I don't know. It's not going anywhere. It's not for a while, I don't think. Who knows? I might end up keeping this for a long time. Great condition. Got to be careful with these, because if they're an aluminium body, the XK. So if you get stone chips, you don't tend to get rust, but you can get paint issues where water gets under the paint and then it reacts with the aluminium, and you can get a bit of oxidization. Looking around at these, I did find a few that did have a few paint issues, but this one, thankfully, the paint's in really, really good condition, apart from the odd stone chip. And when I got the car, I always go through the cars and just that I get and do some preventative maintenance. So first thing I did was get the oil and filter changed. It had a really good history, this car. The last service was done at Jaguar, which was really, well, when you see that, it always makes you think, well, the car's being looked after. And if it was done at Jaguar and the service report came back without any advisories, then that's always a good sign. It's got decent tyres, they're all Michelin's. So yeah, but it was due an oil change, so we did the oil change. And the other thing I did, whipped all the wheels off, cleaned them inside and out. And I did the calipers in red and put some Jaguar signage on the alloys just to set them off. The headlights were a little bit dulled off, so I spent a bit of time polishing them back, and they've come up really good. I'll probably spend a bit more time on them maybe in the summer when we finally get into spring in the UK. But the headlights they're fine, you know, there's no problems with them as such. What else have I done to the car? Obviously giving it a really good polish and wax, and you can see the paintwork really does pop. You might like that little sign there that my good lady, she's quite good at art. She did me a little bit of Jaguar wall art there, classic Jaguar, which is really nice. Oh yeah, the other thing I did, replace the centre caps for red Jaguar ones from Jaguar, just to set that off a little bit, set the wheels off. They had delaminated a little bit the original caps. Let's take a look inside. Let's get it unlocked. So it's got the foldy out mirrors, which is good when you lock the vehicle. And as you can see, I love this combination with the black leather and the aluminium inserts. It's a really nice interior. So you get the touch screen. It's a little bit well, let's say, you know, this car, it is from 2006, so the touchscreen and the sat nav, you know, it shows its age a little bit, but it's perfectly functional, and everything works, and it does the job. But yeah, I like they haven't gone over the top in here, you know, it's very clean, very functional. I like the red start stop. Automatic, of course, they're all automatic, these. And but they do have the sport setting over here, which holds the gears a bit longer, blips the engine on downshifts, and you do have the paddle shifts as well. So you've got the up and down on the steering wheel, and it is a really nice change. So if you go into manual mode and go through the gears with the paddle shifts, it does shift really well. Let's just pop the ignition on. Just close the door to stop that going off. So yeah, you get a really classic display on these. Like I say, the temperature controls, heater controls, radio, phone, nav is all done via touch controls. So you can see we're in climate there. If we go into audio, you can get your radio up, or you can go to CD, and there's actually a 6-disc CD system in here, so you can load 6 CDs into the stereo system. It all seems to be working. I haven't had any problems with it. There's a home button there, so you can go straight back to the main menu quite quickly. So you can see there we've got dual-sided aircon, we've got heated seats that you can put on. and you got your external temperature. You got phone connectivity as well. Navigation, which does work. Like I say, the map system's a little bit just the display is a little bit out of date, but I have got a disc in from, because it uses a CD DVD type system with a DVD. It's in the boot, but you can get discs. The one I've got's 2020, so the maps should be fairly recent as well. But yeah, you get nice. You get the seat controls all on the door as well. That's both sides. Memories as well. So that's really easy to get to. Electric windows, electric mirrors, obviously. You see there the seat controls for the passenger side. The other thing I did on this car, well, when I bought it, the headlining was sagging, which is a common problem on these vehicles. So I did strip out the headliner, which is a fairly straightforward job. It wasn't a big job to do. Obviously the sun visor's off, interior light console out, and then just drop the trims down. Fairly straightforward. Got the headliner out, and I had that retrimmed at a local trim shop near where I live, and it wasn't a huge amount of money to get that done, and that solved that problem. What else have I done on the vehicle? So yeah, engine oil change so far, headlining, painted up the calipers, cleaned the wheels inside and out, obviously checked all around the vehicle, a bit of detailing, and then yeah, I've used it, done about 1,000 miles in the car so far. Absolutely beautiful drive. I'll do some videos of being out and about in this car very soon, promise you. It's got a lovely sound to it, obviously, with it being a V8. What else? I do plan to do a little modification. Let's face it, if you're a car guy, you can't help yourself. The modification that I'm going to do is fit a back box from a XKR, the supercharged version. So the back box from the same model year, or the same, so a back box from a 4.2 supercharged will fit straight on to this. You also have to buy the lower bumper trim, which is apparently fairly reasonable from Jaguar. Doesn't need painting. It comes in black plastic. So that's the next project, is to track down a used back box from the 4.2 XKR. But the main reason to do that is it has 4 outlets rather than 2, and the outer 2 outlets are valved, and the idea is the valves you basically have open all the time, because on this car they are not actuated, so they'll stay open all the time. So that'll give you a bit more of a V8 growl to the exhaust, and obviously it's with it being an actual Jaguar back box, you won't have any problems with droning, which you tend to get from aftermarket, or if you do a back box delete, it can be a little bit too loud and drony. So I don't want that, because one of the nice things about this car is the comfort and the way it sounds when you're going on a long run. Is, you don't want that on a long journey, which is what these cars are for. It's a GT. It's a car designed for long distances. So I don't want the exhaust to be overpowering, but a little bit more noise might be nice. Let's face it, it's a V8. We want to hear that a little bit. So yeah, second-hand back box, maybe, I don't know, 150 quid. Rear trim for the bumper, don't know how much that's going to be, let's say 40 quid or whatever it might be, and swap that over and see what it's like. So that'll be an interesting little project, but there isn't really much else to do on this apart from enjoy it, look after it, probably get around to doing plugs, air filter, those sort of things, maybe towards the end of the summer. Let's have a look outside again. Let's have a look around the back. So yeah, you can see at the moment she's got the 2 exhaust outlets, and it does sound nice, but yeah, I think let's see if we can maybe put the XKR back box on and see what it looks like. I did get the correct number plate, which curves correctly. I think that makes a difference. Now, decent boot on these as well, to be honest. Not very deep, but not bad. Let's have a look at the business end now. Let's get the bonnet up. So yeah, the bonnet on these is like what they call a clamshell bonnet. So it's forward hinging, and then it kind of tucks itself forward a little bit. So you can see I've been cleaning under here. I'm going to admit it didn't come this clean. I've been polishing, cleaning, wiping, you name it. Yep, but there it is, the big 4.2, and you know, like I say, these are all aluminium construction, bonded and riveted, a lot of it. Quite an advanced technique that Jaguar used when they produced these. So there's not a lot of welds at all on this. It's like I say, that the body is mainly bonded with rivets used in some of the areas that need more structural rigidity. For example, you can see down here on the strut tops, you can see there's a cable here, because these have like a bit of an active suspension. So basically, when in certain circumstances, when you're driving hard, or if you're doing bigger throttle inputs, etc., then the suspension does firm up to give a more sporty ride. I believe if you put it into sport mode as well, the suspension will firm up as well. If you know any different, let me know. I think that's pretty much how it works. One of the other things with these, which was interesting at the time, so that Jaguar could keep a low bonnet line and still conform with passenger crash regulations or accident regulations, they ended up fitting 2 airbags, one here and one on the other side. You can see the yellow sticker there. And in the event of a frontal impact with a pedestrian, it will fire these airbags and lift the bonnet up a little bit to allow for a better landing zone for the unfortunate pedestrian should he hit someone. So yeah, that was an interesting one that Jaguar did in this particular model. But yeah, I mean, once you get that cover off, it's fairly straightforward to work on. You can see all the various quite works. You can get your spark plugs fairly easily on this particular model. Looking at the service history, this has had the usual suspects that tend to go around about 60,000 miles. So it has had a water pump, thermostat housing. So that's good to see in the service history. So if you're looking to buy one of these and it hasn't had a water pump, thermostat and thermostat housing, then that might be something you can use to get a bit of money off, because they do really need doing. I think this one ended up springing a leak, and looking at the service history, it was repaired. The other thing to watch out for on earlier Jaguar XKs is timing chains, but I believe on this model, the X150, it's less of a problem, and there's no signs of any issue on this one, no rattly noises or anything like that. And I think a lot of it's down to the service history. You know, you need to be looking for regular oil changes on these Jaguars. And then the other one to mention is the transmission fluid. So when this vehicle was released by Jaguar, the owner's manual basically says, or the service schedule for the transmission was sealed for life. And then Jaguar changed their mind on that apparently, and they now recommend that the oil is changed, I believe, at 60 or it might be 80,000 mile. So that involves dropping the sump off the transmission, letting all the fluid out, obviously, and then changing the sump, which incorporates a new filter. And again, really lucky with this one, because looking through the service history, that was done about 10,000 miles ago on this car. So again, previous owner must have done his research and got the transmission fluid refreshed. The only thing that I don't think has been done is the diff oil. So that's another project that I will be doing at some point, maybe in the summer, is to suck out the diff oil and put some fresh diff oil in. Again, looking through the service history, there wasn't any mention of power steering fluid being changed, so I've done that. I've actually sucked out the power steering fluid using an extraction pump and then replaced with fresh power steering fluid. And I did that twice to get new fluid around the system. Just another preventative maintenance task that you can do on a vehicle like this. On these vehicles, the battery is actually behind that cover there. That's actually the cover to access the navigation CD. But behind that panel there, you can see the little screw off nuts, finger nuts. The battery is located behind there, and because this car is going to be a weekend car, I've hardwired a C-Tech battery charger cable to the battery, which I tend to hook up if I'm leaving the car for any length of time. I had that on all the way through December, January, February, when the car wasn't being used, and it seems to have done its job and protected the battery. You get if you're buying one of these, just make sure you've got this cover here on the back window, so gives you a bit of privacy so people can't see what's in your boot. I do like the design of these. It's very classic, bit E-type. It has hints of the old E-type, and the way the back arches bulge out over the wheels. Great big back tyres on it, and it certainly does have a presence, this car, I think. Like I say, this design of Jaguar, I think they absolutely hit the nail on the head. Yeah, very Aston Martin-esque. In fact, the designer who designed this vehicle, I think he also did the DB9, which is the Aston Martin DB9, which this car does look very similar from certain angles. And some might say it actually looks better than a DB9. I do like these little shark fin there in the Jaguar. Sometimes you see these in silver. On this car, must have been spec'd in black. So yeah, just a little introductory video to this car. Like I say, you're going to come on a bit of a journey with me on this. I'm going to do a few more videos. We'll maybe do a video doing that back box swap to the XKR. Maybe do a video on the diff oil as well, and any other projects, or any other, maybe some driving videos as well on this, just so you can see and hear what it's like on the road. But honestly, if you're in the market for a V8 coupe, then for the money at the moment, these, I mean, even the high mileage one, look, this one here is on, I think it's just about 80, just coming up to 80,000. I've seen them on there with 140, 150,000 mile, and they're still going strong. Some even higher than that. But just watch out for the bodywork. Check all your wheel arches. Make sure there's no bubbling paint, because it could be quite expensive to get repaired with it being an aluminium body. Do your research, do your homework, but they're very reliable, these. They're a very reliable car. You could use them on a daily basis. Excuse me. And yeah, so I'm enjoying having this this car in my life at the moment. And I'm hoping to, I'm planning some nice road trips over the next few months off to the lakes. And maybe, who knows, further afield, maybe a European road trip might be good. A good one to do in this car, because it's certainly got the comfort and the power to tackle anything, really. So yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed that little introduction to the Jag. And we'll see you again very soon. Please like and subscribe. Take care, guys. Bye.